This is lesson 9.4, multiplying and dividing rational expressions. So let's start with a rational expression that looks like this. And let's just get a little reminder about how you multiply fractions. When you multiply fractions, you multiply numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator. So I would say this is equal to 14 over 30. And then that would reduce to 7 over 15 because they were both reduced by 2. Another way we could do this is to look at this 2/3 and see if anything on the numerator would cancel with anything in the denominator. Will anything reduce before I multiply? And it will. The 2 on the first fraction reduces with the 10 on the second fraction. So now if I multiply straight across, I've already got it simplified and I don't have to reduce. You get the same answer, and on this problem it's really not that big of a deal to do it this way, but later when we're talking about things that we factored, we're going to want to reduce before we multiply. I'll show you on this first example. 4 minus 4x squared over x squared plus 2x minus 3 times x squared plus x minus 6 over 4x. Notice on this one, I have two fractions. What I don't want to do is multiply the numerators together and the denominators together. The reason why is because if I multiply the numerators together, I'm going to have to double distribute. And I'm going to end up with this big, long, messy polynomial over here. So I don't want to do that. I want to see if I can reduce first. So I'm going to start off by seeing if I can factor some of these out to see if any of their factors will reduce. So I'm going to start with this top one here. And I'm going to see if it will factor, and it will. I can factor out of 4, and I'm left with 1 minus x squared. And the 1 minus x squared factors again. So I'm going to rewrite it here. 4 times 1 plus x times 1 minus x. So that's this part factored. That part's done. And now I'm going to see if this denominator will factor, and it does. It factors to x plus 3 and x minus 1. Okay, let's see if this factors. This one factors to x plus 6 and x minus 1. And this one doesn't factor. It's still 4 times x. So I guess it does factor. It has the factor 4 and the factor x. So now what I'm going to look for is to see if anything will reduce. I'm going to look at the entire numerator and the entire denominator and see if there's anything that's the same that we can cancel. They each have a 4 that will cancel. And this one has an x minus 1, and that one has an x minus 1 that will cancel. So what we did here by canceling is we canceled something on top and bottom that were the same. Kind of like if I had 2 over 2, that would reduce to just be a 1. So anything in the numerator and the denominator that's the same will reduce. So now I'm ready to multiply. I'm going to have 1 plus x times 1 minus x times x plus 6 over x times x plus 3. And this is how we're going to leave our answer. We don't have to go through and multiply the whole thing back out. Seems weird that we would leave our answer like this, but we're going to because this is how we would use it. Let's do another one like this. So 3x minus 27x cubed times, this is 3x squared minus 2x minus 1. This is 3x squared minus 4x plus 1 and 3x. All right, I could start off by multiplying, but I don't want to do that because that would be messy. I'm going to see if I can't get some things to factor so that I can simplify. So let's look at this top part. I'm just going to work above here. I noticed that they both have a 3x in common. So I'm going to pull a 3x out of there. What's left is 1 minus 9x squared. And that 1 minus 9x squared factors. It's the sum or the difference of squares. So it goes to 3x, and that goes to 1 plus 3x and 1 minus 3x. Okay, that part's done. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite it. 3x, 1 plus 3x, 1 minus 3x. Okay, let's see if this bottom part factors. I know it's going to have to be 3x and 1 and 1. And this would have to be minus, and that would have to be plus. So this goes to 3x plus 1, and this goes to x minus 1. Okay, let's factor this part. I know that it's going to have to be 3x and x, and 1 and 1. And I believe that, let's see here, this is a minus 4, so they're both going to have to be minus. So 3x minus 1 and x minus 1. And then the bottom, the factors are 3 and x. So now I'm going to look for any factors in the numerator that cancel with factors in the denominator. I have a 3x in the numerator and a 3x in the denominator that are going to cancel. I have a 1 plus 3x, that's the same thing as 3x plus 1, so those cancel. And I have an x minus 1 and an x minus 1 that will cancel. So my answer would just be anything that's left. 1 minus 3x times 3x minus 1. And we do not have to multiply that out. We can leave them just like it is.